Today we are going to discuss few more theorems related to factor group. Here this part is representing to a factor group because it contains two parts. First is numerator and second is denominator. First we will understand what is the statement of this theorem. In this theorem it is stated that if n be a normal subgroup and of a group Z and there is any element of this group Z, then order of the set of right cosets will be equivalent to the order of any element of this group Z. That means if you can take the order of any element of the group Z, and if you are taking the order of this set, first we have to understand that the order can be calculated for a particular group and for a particular element of a group. For an example, let us suppose I have a set having three elements iota, minus iota and 1. Let's suppose I have this element. Here the order of this last element is 1, the order of 1 is 1, and order of iota it means here I am discussing about with respect to multiplication. Order of iota will be equal to 4. What will be the least power of iota? That gives an identity element which is 1 here, so this is 4. While if we are discussing on second element, then the order of this I square, that minus iota, that will be equivalent to again 4. So these are the individual orders of the group of the elements of this group. But what is the order of this group? The least power on which or by which every element of this group gives identity. What is the order? Least number from the order of the elements. What is the least number? On applying on any element, every element gives identity, which is called the order of the group, which we have discussed earlier in detail. So in this theorem it is stated that if you are taking any element from G and you are observing the order of that element, then the order of that element will be identical or equivalent to the order of this order of right coset. For an example, suppose here I am taking the order of element 1 and this is representing to a right coset, then the order of this right coset must be equal to 1. So we will see the proof of this theorem. Let us suppose we are taking any element A from group G, which is discussed here, and the order of this element is n. It means n is the least power by which this element gives identity. If I am applying this least power n on A, then it will gives identity. So what will happen if I use this element to generate right coset? I am taking a to the power n and I am multiplying this a to the power n with normal subgroup from right side, so it will create a right coset for the element a to the power n. But here we are observing that due to order of a is n, it will be converted to identity. So in right hand side, if I multiply by identity on any set, then there will be no change on that set, so ne will be equivalent to n. Because if I am multiplying any element of this n, subgroup n, then the value will not be changed. On left hand side, this a to the power n can be written as in the product of a dot a dot a n times, so it will written in this manner. We already know that if you are writing here NAB, then the value of NAB that will be equal to NA and NB. This is a theorem related to normal subgroup. So this can be n can be distributed on each element. So this n can be distributed on every element in left side. So it will be written as NA into NA and so on. And here NA is being written n times. So finally we can write it as NA to the power n, and in right we observe that n. And we know that in case of coset, the set by which we are generating coset is called identity. So here I am generating right coset by using this set n. So this n will be an identity also. So here we are observing that the n power on applying NA is giving identity here. So the order of this right coset is n. So here we have seen that the order of NA, it means the part NA is the is a right coset by creating by an element A. The order of this right coset is n, while the order of this particular element is also n. So that will be equivalent. It means both are identical or equivalent to. I'm recalling this theorem again. If you are choosing any element from group Z and write the order of that element may be x, y, z. Let us suppose this is x, and you are creating right coset by using that element, then order of that element and order of that right coset both will be identical or equivalent. This is the meaning of this statement. Let's discuss one more theorem. In this theorem it is stated that G be a group, then G upon ZZ is a cyclic group. Obviously it is a factor group, and we have to prove that it is a cyclic where Z of G, this is the notation of the centralizer of a group. It means Z of G will represent to the center of group G, which we have earlier discussed. For our conveniency, we are writing this ZZ by another symbol n, because we are well familiar with Z upon n, and it is the structure of a factor group. So I am representing this or I am giving another name of Z of G as n, and we have to prove that G upon n is cyclic group. Let us suppose, because it is a set of right cosets, let us suppose this G upon n is generating by nZ, where Z is any element of the group Z. For an example, let us suppose we are taking two elements from the group Z. Then if I am generating the right cosets, then these right cosets will be available in G upon n, because this is the set of right cosets. G upon n is the complete set of right cosets, so this will belongs to here. Again, Na can be written as nZ to the power n. This is our assumption, because here we are assuming that G is the generator of this group Z. Because if it is cyclic, then we have to assume that a generator, and Z is the generator, and if I am taking n power on this Z, then I am getting A, while I am applying m power on this Z, then I am getting B. So this may be our assumption. This right hand side can be written as n times. Again, applying the property of normal subgroup, the right hand side can be written as in this manner. Similarly, for the another right coset NB, we can write this relation. In the case of generator, we know that if G to the power n is the generator of a group, then G to the power minus n will also be a generator of this group, which we have studied in cyclic group. So these two also belongs to n. This is the property of cyclic group. Now we are multiplying, we are finding the value of A and B from here, and if I multiply AB, I multiply A on B, then we will get this result, and on simplifying this result, I get this result. Finally, here we have applied the property of center of a group, and in case of a center of group, we know that the elements could hold commutativity. So this X will be shifted here, because we are applying the commutative property between these two elements, and after simplifying that, we get this structure. Initially, we have seen that the value of AB, this is the value of AB, and this is again the value of BA. So from these two relations, we conclude that AB is equivalent to BA. But the A and B, these are two elements of Z upon G, or these are two elements of G, not Z upon G. These are two elements of G, group G. So in case we are seeing that this is the commutative property, and on the basis of this property, we can say that this group G is abelian. Hence, we have seen that if G be a group and this part is a cyclic, then the G is also a abelian group, while the denominator is the center of the group G. In case of any difficulty to understand any point of these two theorems, then you can contact me. Thank you so much.